1, 2, 3, let's go.
Wednesday afternoon, hoping you will tune into our show.
Just try and resolve it there and then, just make sure you save a life. I can say probably you just taking the person to the hospital that might be what could save the person's life, and then the person just left there and probably no one sees the person and stuff like that. So we'll get back into the car, drive down to the place, try look out for the person. If the person is okay and is ready, says okay, let's forget about it. I'm fine. It was just a little bang, and it's a different thing. But you just eating someone and running away, it's wrong. So you need to instill some discipline in some of these kids.
Yeah.
They might not know. They might probably due to shock, and just run. But you need to let him or her know that okay, you've done something wrong, and you need to take responsibilities. What I'm most concerned is if the person is down there somewhere, that probably taking him or her to the hospital might save the person's life. It has to be done, or probably call an ambulance and stuff like that. So that's what I'll do.
If it was perhaps a more serious accident and the person who was knocked over was still on the floor, but your child, your son or your daughter panicked, as people do panic, don't they?
Yeah, people do panic.
The sheer panic. Would you take them to a police station?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's the right thing to do. That's the right thing to do. Because we all panic. I've seen grown men panic. It wasn't their wish to, but it comes as a shock and just a reflection action or something. And they later realize, oh, I've done the wrong thing. So just do the right thing.
Yeah. Okay. What about you, Cuz?
Well, the way that Jerome's put it, where he says what it has to do with a human life, whether it be an injury or a serious harm to them, that's serious, isn't it? Because then somebody, it could mean life or death, like Jerome said. But yeah. I would say I would almost do the same thing. I would take my son back to the sport and try to see how big the damage is, or how serious this thing is, and how it can be rectified. However, if it was a tiny damage, I would wait till I would wait till the next morning, because you're able to think clearly then. But then the danger is they might be withholding part of the truth from you. They might just not tell you the whole. They might not tell you the whole truth. So you still have to, in clear conscience, try to ascertain how serious this is. But if it's not that serious, then if it's just a minor bomb and they're getting worried about it, I would try to get some sleep.
What about if it was quite a serious situation? I can't really think of, I suppose only if the accident was worse, but given the parent-child relationship, which the three of us all know as we have offspring, is there a situation where it turns out your child has done something accidentally, but
1, 2, 3, let's go.
Wednesday afternoon, hoping you will tune into our show. It's hosted by Cuz. He'll introduce the gang who'll make the show go with a bang. With fun
accidentally, but quite serious, that could land them in serious trouble, that you would say, no, I love my child so much, I can't risk them getting into serious trouble. We're not necessarily talking about someone who's died in the car or something, but something quite serious. Do you think the bond between yourself and your child in a difficult situation would ever be such that you would hide something that was quite serious, or would you always go to the authorities, whoever that may be, to say, look, this has happened and you need to know?
Well, if you hit something that is quite serious, it has a way of coming back on you, doesn't it? And then your conscience wouldn't let you, you know. So the best thing is always get it out of the way, you know. If it's done something accidentally, then chances are he's not going to face the full wrath of the law if he admits it on time. However, if you try to hide it, and then the law has to do its due diligence to then ascertain what actually went wrong, then the consequences are a bit more severe. You know, and that's the way I look at it. So if you do the right thing, chances are, I'm not saying you're going to get away with it, but chances are you will be treated with a measure of leniency. And if you try to hide it, because then there's resources, the government will have to put in resources to then find out what's happened there. But if you've gone directly, you might think, well, am I getting myself into trouble here? Am I not doing the right thing? But at the end of the day, God has a way of making it work for you, because you've actually done the right thing. You've not tried to cover it up. You've actually done the right thing. Yeah.
Okay, do you agree with that, Jerome, as well? Is that your view?
Yeah, so kind of. Just make sure you do the right thing on your part, because one, you covering up, that makes you an accomplice, right? And yeah, so just go to whatever the law. If your son had done it mistakenly, we all make mistakes. Yeah, so yeah, just go there, explain, do your part as a dad. Yeah. So if it requires you getting a lawyer to stand in, you know, to represent him or her, just in case it's gonna get escalated. Yes, be there, give him the assurance you're there for him, and just something. And hopefully, we hope it's nothing serious.
1, 2, 3, let's go.
Wednesday afternoon, hoping you will tune into our show. It's hosted by Cuz. He'll introduce the gang who'll make the show go with a bang.